Welcome to the Nappykitchen. Your favorite show. I still don't have a theme song yet. I should work on one. It could be playing now while I'm waiting for our audience to build. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Hi, everybody. I was singing my theme song. It goes like this. Welcome to the Nappykitchen. Your favorite show. Period. Yes, period is part of the theme song. Period. It's your favorite show. Period. Every Thursday, 8 o'clock. The place to be. Be there or be square. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Miranda. Hi, Ebony. We got a good show coming tonight. Ooh. That's still hot. Oh, my goodness. Ooh. I just burnt my tongue. Hi, YouTube. I just burnt my tongue. I was waiting for an audience to build, and I burnt my tongue, so might as well just jump right into things. I got a couple of things planned for tonight. I've got my notes. Hopefully, I can stick to the notes. I also have my tea ready for when I get, the dry throat, because when I'm rambling on Nappykitchen, my throat gets a little dry. I am ready today. No excuses. We are going to get through this material because we have so much to talk about. So much to talk about. I titled this show, Say What You Need to Say. And we're going to kind of unpack that. We're going to unpack what it means to really say what you need to say and how saying what we need to say can impact us in different areas. So I'm going to connect that to the different things that I talk about on tonight. Let's see. Do I have 5 viewers? Okay. That's enough. We got enough viewers on Facebook. So if this is your first time watching Nappykitchen, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here in my living room where Nappykitchen is filmed every week. If things go right, we will get a set and a stage and better cameras and everything, because this is the show that you need to be watching. Nappykitchen is a safe place for Black women and anybody who loves us to talk about the things that impact us and the way that they impact us. So if you're watching and you are a Black woman, welcome, Queen. And if you are not a Black woman, if you're a man and you're watching, if you are a person who is of a different descent, Caucasian, Jewish, I have Jewish friends, thank you for joining us here, because we keep it real in Nappykitchen. And a lot of times Black women aren't accepted to express themselves the way that they need to express themselves in the most comfortable way. So we're appreciative for anybody to join us. Today, we're going to talk about saying what we need to say. And I'm going to use a little bit of my personal testimony because Nappykitchen is a lot of me, but I feel like a lot of people can relate. So no matter who you are, I'm pretty sure you will get something out of tonight's episode. If you have a comment or a question, or if you want to fact check me, please drop it in the comments. Please let me know when I'm on the right track. I love to see hearts and likes flying across the screen, but also let me know when I'm on the wrong track, because the only way we're going to grow is if we bounce off each other. I need you to challenge my thought process. So when I get a little too far left, pull me back in. That's what you guys are here for. And I was explaining Nappykitchen. So hi, I have some viewers that I have never seen before. Welcome. Nappykitchen, I was saying, is a safe place for Black women to talk about things that we are insecure about. That's why I named it Nappy Kitchen. We all know what a kitchen is. That's the area that we try to hide. But we aren't going to hide anything. We're going to jump right into it. So let's talk about what's going on in politics right now. So I got a letter If you all are not aware, you can write me letters. I take inboxes. Some people have my cell phone number. They text me. I get emails. Nappykitchenlive@gmail.com is my email address. If you want me to discuss something on the show, please do that. If you want to give me pointers, tips, I'm open to all of that. But I got a letter. I made a post about me, my personal choice to pay attention to Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris recently, actually on Martin Luther King Day, announced her bid for the presidential candidacy to 2020. So she's running for president 2020. She just announced that. And I made a post saying that I would pay attention to her. I would support her. I was basically picking my pony at this point in the race. But that really doesn't mean anything because she may not make it past primaries. We have a lot of work to do. But anyway, I made a post about my support for her, and I got a letter very quickly after the post. I got a letter about why I shouldn't support her because of things that she has done as a prosecutor in the state of California. And we've all seen these. We've all seen these things being posted, being shared on social media about Kamala Harris. And so I wanted to take a moment to talk to us, the Black community, Black women, and those who support us. I want to talk to us about our role, or what I feel our role is in politics. And go with me, if you will, on a journey. Correct me again if I'm wrong. If you have something to say, please drop it in the comments. But this is just how I feel. I feel like American culture is centered very much so around Black culture. If you look at religion, if you look at music, if you look at fashion, sports, definitely. I'm pretty sure anyone who watches the news or pays attention to popular culture won't deny that fact that Black people have continued to influence those arenas. And I would like to throw another thing in the ring. Black people have a very strong influence on policy, on legislature, even though we aren't the direct beneficiaries of those policies. So what I mean is America as a nation is set up around the oppression of a lot of things, of a lot of pockets of people, Black people being included in that. We know that. We see that from slavery. Slavery used to be legal. The 3/5 compromise, that was legal. That was a legal thing. I can keep going. There are so many examples of institutionalized things that are just embedded into our country's fiber. That is who we are as a nation. So I say that to say this. When we are thinking of who we are supporting in regards to a political leader, Black people, I need to say this to you. We cannot vote based on who is for us as a people. We can't vote based on who is rooting for Black people, who is standing up for us. That can't be what we are making our decisions on, because the policies, the legislature isn't set up for us to begin with. So if a politician has made it to this point in 2019 to run for president, I can assure you that they have not done so by standing up for Black people 100% of the way. If that was the case, they would not have gotten there. They would not have gotten there, okay? That's just the fact of the matter. So when you look at Kamala Harris, or someone like Kamala Harris, who is a prosecutor, it's not her fault that as a prosecutor, the choices that she made affected Black people at an unfair rate. That's not her fault. That's how we are as a nation. So for her to do her job well and carry out the law is also saying that she may at some point during her career be harmful to Black people. That is just the way that it's set up. I'm not excusing it. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying that if we continue to pick leaders only because they're Black or because they're for Black people, we're going to end up in the same boat that we're in now. That's how we got here, because we didn't pay attention at this point of the game. We just let people feed us what they wanted to feed us so that we would not vote for them. I'm going to take it a step further. Black people, you drive social media. You Black buying power. Look at what Black Panther did. Let's talk about this. The Black vote can make or break an election. So what is happening is we are seeing more negative things of what Kamala Harris did as a prosecutor on purpose. Please realize that your phones, your computers, if they have a camera, they're spying on you. The things that you type, the things that you Google, your phone already knows that you're Black. Your computer knows that you are Black. So it knows what things to put in front of your face and for what reason. So let's not trust the media to help us make our decisions for us, okay? Let's not do that, because our phones know who we are and they know how they want to sway us. So every article that is posted about Kamala Harris, don't take it at face value, because the person or the robot or the algorithm, the correct word is algorithm, the algorithm that is behind the reason that you're seeing that particular article can't be trusted. We can't trust anything. And I don't mean to sound like a conspiracy theory person. I'm just being honest. We need to do more. Kamala Harris has 2 books. You don't see a lot of that trending. 2 books that explain her decisions that she made as a prosecutor. So I'm not saying vote for her. I'm just saying give her a chance. I'm saying we need to stop allowing what people or the media feeds us to help us make our decisions. We need to dig deeper. So I'm sorry if you're not going to vote for Kamala Harris. Don't. But don't let it be because of what you think she did to Black people, because she is not our problem. She is not our enemy. We need someone who is brave enough to tackle the entire system and dismantle everything. And to be honest, her second book talks about that. It talks about racism. It talks about sexism, classism, the things that we would need a president to actually attack, but nobody's giving that a chance, because we are allowing those negative things to come into our line of vision, because that's all that's happening. That's all you see. It's coming into our line of vision, and we are taking that and running with it. And leave it to Black people. We love to share negativity. I'm talking to you, Nappykitchen. We keep it real. I encourage us all the time, but I also we got to get it together. You give Black people something negative, and what happens? Oh, it's everywhere. We're spreading it. We love negativity. We love mess. We love the drama of it all. Cut it out. I'm just saying, read a little bit more, do a little bit better of a job than we did last election, because I'm pretty sure everybody who's watching this show, if you're watching Nappykitchen, I know you're not pleased with who is in the presidency right now. I know that. If you're watching this, if you're listening to me, I can pretty much guarantee that you did not vote for Donald Trump. I would be willing to bet money on it. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. But I'm just saying we have to do better. So read her book. Maybe not read it. Google it and see what it's about. Give her a chance. Honestly, I don't think that she will make it past the primaries. I would like to see someone of color. I would like to see a woman. I think we do need to change it up. We've had a rough couple of years. I think it would be great to have, a Democratic president next. That's just my personal opinion. So I'm still watching, but I just wanted to respond to the one Nappykitchen letter that did challenge me a little bit on my support of Kamala Harris. Literally saying that as a Black woman, as much as I love the Black community, I should not be supportive of her. So if anybody wants to challenge me on my love for the Black community, you need to know that you're going to have to come correct, because that's not something that I'm going to just accept and lay down. I'm not going to take that. So I really want to pose that to you Black people. Just because she did her job well as a prosecutor, how do we know that she won't be a good president? How do we know that? She's been in Congress a couple of years. Is her track record that poor that we're ready to just throw her away? Why is it so easy for us to throw people away? And let me tell you who knows that. The people that are behind these algorithms that are feeding you the images that they choose to feed you. I hope that I'm not telling anybody this for the first time. Our phones and computers are spying on us. Please tell me how we're going to continue to allow those things to make decisions for us. I don't care what the media shows you about Kamala Harris. I want you to tell me what did you read about her? What did you actually look up? What did you research yourself? All of this stuff is public record. She's a politician, so you can Google it yourself. You don't have to trust what comes across your screen on your timeline. Don't trust the timeline news. When you pick up your phone, the articles that they show you, don't trust those. You look and you read for yourself. Do your own searches. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want to say. I'm going to get off my political soapbox because that's not what kind of show it is, but I did want to address that email. Thank you for that email. I love to be challenged, but you got to come a little harder than that. Just because I said that I would consider following up Kamala Harris, you're going to me of all people, I love us for real. Anyway, if you're watching this, please know that I still stand by what I said. I will pay attention to her. I'm not saying I'm going to vote for her because I don't know who else. I haven't heard anybody's debate, but right now, that's who I'm with, and that should be okay. At least I got somebody. Tell me who you have. Drop it in the comments. If you don't want to vote for Kamala, who do you want to vote for right now? Of the people that have announced that they're going to run, who are you with? Show me something. Teach me something. Tell me who I should be. I know Cory Booker also announced. Is that his name, Booker? I don't even know this guy. Like, I just feel like the Democrats are just throwing people here and there. They're just randomly throwing people at us, and we really need a hopeful who can uproot Trump, get him out of there. I'm tired of him. So I'm just trying to hope for a better tomorrow, hopefully. Okay, hi guys, if you're just joining us, welcome to Nappykitchen. I have some first-time viewers. Nappykitchen is where we keep it real about everything that Black women are insecure about, which is why it's named Nappykitchen. But today we're talking about saying what you need to say. What did Kamala Harris have to do with saying what you need to say? Because your phones are spying on you, please keep it real. Everything that you're searching, everything that you are typing, Googling and stuff, be yourself. Be your true self so that the things that do come across your timeline are more in line with who and what you truly are. So saying what you need to say can benefit you in a lot of ways. It really can, because like I said, your phones and computers are spying on you. So when you're posting on Facebook, if you're really passionate about something, go ahead and post it. You're going to find your tribe of people. Your tribe of people will find you. Look for stuff. I mean, really, look for stuff yourself and then watch your phone magically present a better deal for you. I know it's happening. It's scary. You'll be talking to somebody about something, and then the next time you open Facebook, boom, there it is. Whatever you're talking about, it's real. So put those positive vibes out. If you're a positive person, say what you need to say, and hopefully the people and things that are meant for you will find you. We're all getting spied on, so we might as well make it for a good reason. I mean, I'm just saying, it's not like we can do anything about it because we're not. Who's going to throw their cell phone away, and who's going to stop using the computer? Like, really, when you think about it, it's scary. It's really scary, but it is what it is. So I'm just encouraging you to be yourself. And if you need a place to be yourself, do it at the Nappykitchen. Follow me on Instagram at, I can't point. This is so awkward. Okay. There we go. Nappykitchen. This is really hard for me, guys. Those of you that watch regularly know how awkward I am. But I got it right. Look, I'm pointing. Okay. So Facebook, follow me at Nappykitchen on Facebook. It's Nappykitchen on Instagram and also on YouTube, Nappykitchen Live. Hi, YouTube. YouTube is with us now. I hope everybody on YouTube is doing well. I haven't checked in with you guys in a while. So back to the show. If you are just joining us, we were just talking about Kamala Harris and how There are so many negative articles about Kamala Harris so quick. It's like when she announced, boom, all the negativity. And I was just encouraging members of the Black community to not be part of her demise. Don't be part of her demise. If you don't want to vote for her, don't, but make it a good reason. Don't make it just because she wasn't for Black people, because like I said earlier in the show, how can you be a politician that's really for Black people? You've got to slowly make the change. We are talking about dismantling a system that has been in place since this nation was birthed. It's built on racism, classism, sexism. So you can't throw people out just because they were upholding those laws while they were working. She was doing her job. She didn't make the laws, she was upholding them. Please remember that. If we give this woman a chance, she might finally get a seat that's powerful enough to make some change. You never know. I just don't want us to end up where we are now. I'm very passionate about that, but I need to move on because I have other things to talk about. You guys were pretty quiet during that. I don't know if you guys had much to say. I'm gonna sip some tea. I'm a little under the weather. I hope everybody's well. Flu and cold is going around. Also a stomach virus. Please bundle up. Y'all like my mug today? It says, "Be brave and go your own way." Cheers. All right, so speaking of what is going around Greenville, it's time for my commercial break. Cue music. When I have a real show, there'll be music playing and then we'll break to an actual commercial. I'll do my own commercials until I get discovered. So if you're in the Greenville, South Carolina area, I say area because this is something that you are not going to want to miss. Creative Soul Photography has an exhibit at the Barton campus of Greenville Technical College. The Barton campus, that's the campus that's on Pleasantburg. If you're in the area, stop by. Check out Creative Soul Photography. Creative Soul really focuses on natural hair. It's a beautiful art exhibit. I have mentioned it before on my Instagram feed. If you have a moment to check it out, it's at Nappykitchen Live, but scroll through my Instagram feed. I have already tagged Creative Soul Photography. On Instagram, it's at Creative Soul Photography, exactly how it's spelled. No underscores, no special characters. Creative Soul Photography. Look it up. I really feel like you will like the images. I feel like it's anything that anyone could be looking for. There are futuristic images. There are images that glorify our past. There are images that celebrate our femininity. There are also images that celebrate masculinity. There are so many things. It's so intriguing to look at. You will be very impressed. Take a moment, do yourself a favor. It's there through the end of February in honor of Black History Month. Do yourself a favor and stop by. Every week on Nappykitchen, I will highlight a Black-owned business, entrepreneur, or something like that, because that is the idea of Nappykitchen, to create a network of strong Black entrepreneurship. We can do this together. I hope y'all like my commercial. In commercial. That's the music. And we're back. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, we have already talked about Kamala Harris on our Say What You Need to Say show. Now we're about to get real. I'm about to get personal because I want to encourage somebody today. I don't know who needs this, but it's going to bless somebody. I can feel it in my spirit. I know this is about to be good. So I want to encourage you to say what you need to say in your relationships, in your job, in your homes, with your children. I'm very big on honesty. I'm very, even with my child, I'm a very honest mother. Even to the point that it might seem weird. I tell my kid the truth, so there's no guesswork in there. That's what works for he and I. I'm just using myself as an example. I'm a very honest person, almost to a fault, because honesty sometimes gets us in trouble. It does. And I'm going to be very real about that. Because last year, 2018, I got myself into some trouble for saying some things. And I probably, well, not probably, let me be real. I hurt people. I did. And I will admit that. Even though it was unintentional, I caused people pain, and for that, I am sorry. But through all of that pain, I was able to find the blessing in that. So say what you need to say in regards to Facebook this time. I was struggling a lot last year. I lost a lot of relationships. I lost, I won't say friendships because I don't feel, after what I've learned, I don't feel true friendship can really be lost. So I lost some significant relationships last year. And it was because of Facebook posts. At the end of the day, it was because of Facebook posts. And you can say that that's petty, but I want to challenge you, because on Nappykitchen, we challenge each other's thought processes. I want you to understand that when you're seeing something, a lot of times what feels subliminal to you or feels like somebody is targeting you is more so to do with how we feel on the inside. So I did lose people because of Facebook posts, but that was not my intention. It was not my intention. I want to encourage you, though, to continue to say it. I will never change. I will never change. I will continue to be the type of person that says the things that I say. Let me tell you what happened. So last year, I was going through a lot. If I told you the truth, I can't even tell you what I was really going through because I'm still in some of it with, I'll just say a former workplace. So just put this in your mind. I would go home after dealing with certain things at my former workplace, and I would make a post about it. Not a necessarily subliminal post, because the people, they were never going to see it. None of the people that work with me even were on my Facebook page. So you can't even call it a subliminal post, because something is subliminal when you're trying to underhandedly communicate with somebody. I wasn't doing anything in an attempt to communicate with someone, but stay with me. So I would go home, and I got myself into this trouble. I was dealing with so much. I'm a dramatic person. I am an expressive person. I love words. I love to write. I love to talk. You guys know that. So I got a little dramatic on Facebook, and I was posting my feelings. I was pouring things out. Everything that I was dealing with last year, I was pouring it out. Let me tell you how God will use one situation to free you from another. Okay? This is heavy, y'all. God will use one situation to free you from another. So trust that pain, trust it. Whatever you are in, know that there is always a purpose. And I couldn't see it then. I couldn't, but I see it very clearly now. So while I was posting, what started to happen is some people that were around me thought that I was dissing them. Now, like I said, God will use one situation to free you from another. That situation that I truly was talking about, the things that I truly was going through were very real. So 2018 was hard for me because I was dealing with things on a very real level, and also dealing with the loss of people who are choosing to leave me based on things that they thought that I was talking about. People can fact check me. I can pull receipts. I can very much prove exactly what I was going through or what I was talking about, but I felt no need to do that, because the people that were around me who were loving me, who were feeding me, who were taking care of me, who were hugging me, who were holding me, they saw what I put on Facebook, and they were like, oh, that's just Lee. She being dramatic about such and such. They didn't take it personally, because again, you probably only feel like people are coming for you because of your own guilt, because of what you were doing. So the people that were around me that were choosing to think that I was posting about them or saying things about them, they decided to leave me. And even though that hurt, God used one situation to free me from another, because those people did not mean me well. So if your heart is pure, I'm talking to whoever is out there. If your heart is pure, you continue to say what you need to say. If something is bothering you, if you are hurting about something, if something you feel isn't right and you want to express it, however that may be, for me, it was Facebook, because it just was. I don't feel like I need to explain that. Some people like to write in a notebook. Some people journal. Some people like to call their mom. Some people like to call their grandma. Some people call their best friend. I was losing my best friends. I don't have a good relationship with certain people. I was just in my zone. And for some reason, Facebook is what it was for me. So, whatever mode of self expression you choose, please do that. Please do that. I'm always speaking to my queens. We hold so much in. Please loose yourself. Please free yourself. Start telling your husband how you really feel. Don't let it fester. Don't just accept what he's giving you and storm away. I'm serious. Tell him how you really feel, even if it's something simple in the moment, because let me give you this scenario as a Black woman. You can be tired, you can be drained, you can come home from work and just be done with the whole world. You're sitting on the couch, you know there's dishes in the sink, you know that they're over there, but you're ignoring them because you're going to get to them when you're ready. Let your husband come in and say something about the dishes. Let him say something. What are you going to do? Instead of telling him, honey, I'm tired, I was going to get to it when I get ready. You feel free to wash the dishes yourself, whatever. Instead of saying those things, what do? Oh, since he got something to say, you go ahead, you scramble, you do the dishes yourself just because he said something to you. So now you got an attitude, you still tired, and you done did the dishes. And now what was just something that could have been simply communicated has turned into resentment. And so now the next time he comes in and says something about the dishes, you're going to start stacking. And now you got a problem when you could have just said, honey, I'm tired. Or honey, feel free. You can wash the dishes yourself, or you can wait until I get to them. That's what I had to realize about myself, that I was being too submissive. I was being too, in every way, not necessarily to my husband. I'm a newly, we don't have those problems yet. Hey, boo. But I'm just saying, I was being too submissive in all of my relationships. I was just letting things happen to me without expressing them. So I'm encouraging you in your job, start setting those boundaries. Start putting it out there. Put your truth out there, and you watch everything that is not for you fall away. It will fall away. I use myself with the work example, but I could have used a lot of things. If I had bottled everything up inside of me, I promise you, 2018 probably would have took me out of here. And sometimes I wish I could tell those people who treated me poorly or chose to leave me at a time where I needed support the most. Sometimes I wish that I could just be like, hey, this is what was really going on. This is what was happening. I couldn't say anything about it because the hurt was too real, and I really needed a hug, and I just want to hug you, and I just want to make it up, and we could go back. Part of me would like to go back and rekindle those relationships, but I've also learned something about life, that if people choose to, in an instant or over something very small, or something petty that shouldn't matter, if people choose to flip on you over that, then just let it happen. If people want to go, go. Don't beg people to stay. Don't beg situations to work out. Don't do that. You live in your truth. You say what you need to say, and the rest will take care of itself. I am a firm believer of that. I know I use God as my first example, but I know I have multiple viewers, a very diverse population of viewers. And if you're not very faithful, that's exactly what it means to vibrate higher. When you put out vibrations, if you want to take it there, we can break through all the colors of the chakra. And when you're putting them out, when you're glowing, that's the same thing. You vibrate higher. Saying what you need to say is vibrating higher, because what's going to happen is the people that can't take that truth will go away. They will go away on your own. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be unkind. You don't have to be nasty. You don't have to get revenge. God, karma, vibrations, that will take care of itself, okay? You will shield yourself just by saying what you need to say. That works with your children. I work with a lot of kids. I'm around kids all the time. When you set very honest, clear, and concrete boundaries, there's nothing nobody can say. You say what you need to say, and then you just leave them to it. You leave them to it. You let people think and feel how they would like to feel, and watch it happen. Watch that magic happen. Watch your life come together perfectly. I mean, I don't mean perfect in a sense of a fairy tale. I'm not saying that you won't have problems, but you will have peace. Um, and having peace doesn't mean that you don't have problems. It just means that you're okay with them. You're okay with your ability to handle them. I have peace. I consider myself at complete peace. Even though I'm still in storms or I've dealt with a lot of storms, I can truly say that I feel at this point in my life that I'm at peace with who I am and who is around me. I feel very content with those things. But that would not have happened if I didn't go through what I went through last year. I had to say what I need to say. I got into a lot of trouble. I did. And like I said, I hurt people, and I'm sorry for that. I am sorry for that. But my intentions were pure. My intentions were pure. And I feel like that is why those people aren't around me anymore. And I'm okay with that. I'm at peace. And I want peace for everyone. Peace takes effort. Peace takes discipline. You've got to get with your truth and also stick with it. Because another thing about living your truth or vibrating higher, once you get to that point, you can't go back. See, I post a lot of stuff, but I'm not petty. I don't post petty stuff. I'm not a sneak disser. I post things. It might hit you in your gut. It might. It might step on your toes, but that's not really my fault. I wasn't aiming for you. If you post things that are for your healing, or for the betterment of someone, if you go through an experience and you share that experience and someone chooses to be offended by that, then that's on them. I'm just trying to encourage you to, with pure intentions, live in your truth. Say what you need to say at all times, not in a rude way. Now, don't go to work tomorrow and say you watch Nappykitchen and start cussing people out. That's not what I meant. That is not what Nappykitchen is telling you to do. Nappykitchen is telling you with a clear heart and a kind heart to live in your truth. Living your truth. I'm a fan of that. Write me a letter about that. Let's talk about has anyone else experienced that? I really would like to have someone on a future show. If you're watching, you want to be a part of Nappykitchen. I am looking for some collaborations. I want to do different interviews on different topics. If you have been through a similar situation where you felt like God used one thing to deliver you from another, let's talk about it. I feel like that is how God works. He works in a series of actions. I always not always, when people book me for public speaking, if you didn't know, Nappykitchen is for hire. I will come and speak to your youth group, your women's group, your men's group, whoever. I will speak to anyone. Book me. But one of the things that I like to say is we don't see mountains move. We are not going to walk outside and literally see God shift a mountain from here to there. So when we're talking about God moving mountains, that is up to us. We are the miracle workers. We are the mountain movers. You are supposed to create peace for yourself. You have the ability to do that. You also have the ability to do that for other people. So if you want a miracle in your life, start taking action. Start taking action. If you want things to start to move away from you, vibrate higher. Living your truth. Say what you need to say and watch how people react to that. Watch how people and things react to that. You might lose a job. Hello. Or a few relationships. Hello. I've been through it, but on the other side, the peace that you will have on the other side, when those things aren't draining you, when they're not pulling from your mental health, when they're not taxing your well-being, you will be so much better for it. You will be better for it. I feel like my home life is better. I'm much happier now. I feel like my children are happier now. I feel like the decisions that I made to live in my truth or to vibrate higher or to trust God, whichever way you want to say it. The decisions that I made for myself are impacting the people around me. So I'm moving those mountains for myself. I'm speaking to my storm. There's power in your tongue. This is leading me to my history connection. New additions to Nappykitchen are the commercials, and I'm teaching you a little bit about history. Please let me know how that is going for you, either in the comments or shoot me an inbox. I hope you like the commercials because I really want to support Black-owned businesses. But I want to share a fact. I saw a young lady with a shirt, and she had a face. There was a face. I know you guys have seen these shirts. There was a Black female's face, beautiful face, but she had a muzzle over her face, and the muzzle had a ball within it. And so when I saw that shirt, I thought, why would somebody want that on a shirt? Why is there that? I don't know, I guess it's in fashion, but it was very weird to me because I've read a lot of books and I've done a lot of research, especially during my college years. And the muzzles, the reasons that the slave women who were brought over had to wear those balls in their mouth is because they didn't want the women, the Black women, to be able to move their tongues. They did not want those women to be able to speak. The reason for that is because there are books, people have written about this. Obviously, I wasn't around. I would have loved to see this, but the reason for that is because it was believed that literally some African women could enchant people and you would die. They could speak death over you. And so they started to muzzle them so that that could not happen. The fear between Black and white people is a deep-seated fear in so many things. You can't just blanket it with saying, oh, slavery caused this. There's so much more. There's so much more because part of slavery was the learning of the African people before they were captured and come over. This was a very strategic thing. This was done by design. It wasn't an overnight thing that we just said, okay, we're going to go and capture a bunch of Africans and bring them to America. No, the way that it was done, the way that it was thought out was very strategic. And so these captors, these slave captors knew about it and the slave owners knew. And so women were wearing muzzles or they would have their tongues cut out. And I feel like a lot of that is still in our culture today. Hello, Nappykitchen, because Black women still to this day aren't heard. We aren't respected. We aren't listened to. So much of American culture is centered around muting us or telling us to hush. So one more connection. Say what you need to say, Black woman. Say what you need to say. There is power in your tongue. Speak victory over your home life. If you want to fix your marriage, speak that. Tell your husband, I love you. Stop walking around with attitudes. I'm just being real. I know how we are because I know how it gets heavy sometimes. And I know we don't want the world to see us as angry Black women, but part of that responsibility is on us. We need to learn to live a little lighter, or again, bringing it full circle, vibrate higher, putting out positivity. There is so much power in your tongue, Black woman, women in general. I'm speaking to everyone. I'm saying Black woman continually because this is our show. But those of you that are watching, you too. I want you to have peace. I want you to have a full life. I want you to be fulfilled in every aspect of your life. But the only reason that you are going to attain that is if you command that. It has to come from your head. It has to. Your life will only look like what you want it to look like is if you speak it. That's the only way. That's the only way for people to know your intentions. That's the only way. So I'm encouraging everyone to say what you need to say, especially Black women, because we need to. The time is now. Black women, we have birthed this nation. We have nurtured this nation. We have raised this nation in a lot of good and bad ways. And it's time for us to get it together. Zip it up a little bit, ladies, and start raising your voice. There's such a trend on that now. There's the Me Too. There's so many things about people speaking up. We all saw, maybe not all saw, but we know about the R. Kelly documentary. It seems like there's a trend, but I want us to keep that energy. Keep that energy, not just when it's about people harming us. Let's say what you need to say. Let's compliment one another more. Let's not yell to tattle. Let's not yell to bring someone down. We should yell just as loud to celebrate one another. That's why I make it a point to always point out another Black-owned business, because part of who I am is deeply connected into my community. And so if you're doing better, I am doing better. So again, say what you need to say about other people, not just about yourself. The more you say those things, the more they manifest, the better it will become. Are we running out of time? Oh, I got about 10 minutes. I have some people who just jumped on. Thank you for joining us. I'm about to do a recap. We had a pretty good show today. My audience was a little quiet, not unless my comments are lagging. I'm sorry if you are commenting and I'm not able to see. I will make sure that I go back through them. And, oh, hi, there we go. We got one. Hi, Ticey. Good to see you. But I will make sure that I'll go back and if there's anything that I missed, we can discuss it. I would love to continue this discussion further after the show if anybody is willing. But just to recap, this was my Say What You Need to Say show. Excuse me. This was my Say What You Need to Say show because I wanted to encourage everyone to vibrate higher and say what you need to say. I use myself as an example of how I lost a lot of friends being dramatic on Facebook, but it worked out for me. It really did. I was upset. I blamed myself a lot. I was sad that I had hurt people, but at the end of the day, I had to realize that my intentions were not to hurt them, and I needed to stop beating myself up about it and try to find the positive in all this. And the positive was that God used one situation to deliver me from another. So I was hurting about what I was actually going through, and I allowed myself to feel that hurt. I allowed myself to vent that hurt. And when I was venting on Facebook, what happened was the people who weren't for me and didn't have my best interests at heart thought that I was talking about them, and they chose to leave me. So God used my very real pain to help me avoid those people who weren't for me. So I made a point earlier in the show that when people are choosing to leave you, if people are forgetting who you are, if you've been there for somebody for years and then they decide over something petty to not be your friend anymore or not participate in life with you anymore, let them go. Trust God. Vibrate higher and trust God. Once you start living in your truth, people won't be able to take that. So you deuces. Bye. Let them go. That was one of our Say What You Need to Say points. Our second Say What You Need to Say point, that was the second. Our first Say What You Need to Say point had to do with Kamala Harris. If you're just joining us, take a moment to go back and watch the video. We talked about Kamala Harris and Black politicians in general. Okay, I need you guys to stop trusting the media. Stop it. Because when you're saying what you need to say on Facebook and doing your Google searches, there are algorithms behind that just reading your little mind and feeding you images that they want to feed you. We cannot trust the images that they're feeding us about Kamala Harris. We cannot do that. Research yourself. Read yourself on every candidate, not just her. Don't be out here voting for people just because they're Black, or don't not vote for somebody just because of what you think they did to Black people. We're past that. We're better than that. Okay? Say what you need to say and do what you need to do, which means register to vote so that we don't end up in the same position again. PSA, public service announcement. Nappykitchen is encouraging you to pay attention now. At this point, don't wait until after the primaries and try to vote on who we have left, because that's what happened. We had Hillary and Donald Trump, and we had to vote between the lesser of two evils, and people chose not to vote because of that, and we ended up with Donald Trump. Don't do that to yourself. Pay attention right now to every single thing. Do me a favor. Do our children a favor. That's Nappykitchen's public service announcement. And lastly, I encourage Black women to say what they need to say say what we need to say, because unfortunately our history has deep roots in a lot of pain and violence, and we were muzzled because we were feared. We were feared. There is a deep seated fear, not because of our physical ability, Black woman, the power of your tongue. That is why we were muzzled. That is why we had our tongues cut out. So now nobody's muzzling you. Nobody's keeping you from being as magical and as brilliant and as vibrant and as wonderful as you can possibly be. Nobody is keeping you from doing that except you. So you need to say what you need to say, because the world needs your magic. We need you. We need you to wake up. We need all of the kings, all of the queens, all of the princesses, all of the princes. What's the plural of princesses? Princesses? I don't know. You know what I mean? But we need this royalty. We need it. Wake up. There are so many entrepreneurs. There are so many inventors. There are so many writers. There are so many people that are just sitting on their talents. I'm ready. I'm ready for you to vibrate higher so that it can help me vibrate higher. The better you are, the better I am. That's how community works. And that's not just a Black woman thing. That's a human thing. That's for everybody. Nappykitchen really is for everybody, because I feel like Black women are the pillar of society in a way. You can't walk through a CVS and not see something that makes somebody look like us. There's tanning lotion everywhere. There's hair volumizing spray, there's lip plumping spray. There's everything. So you can't say that the world isn't sort of obsessed with women of color. We drive popular culture. And we've also nurtured this nation. I'm so serious. You can be mad at me saying that, but the truth is, there are Black women that we owe a lot to. Black women who had their birth children ripped away from them in order to breastfeed their slave owners' white children. And we owe them enough respect to live in our truth now. We're not totally free as a people. We're not. But the things that we need, the unity that we need to see, the progress that we need to see, the change that we need to see is not going to come unless people start talking like me. We need to start looking at our true roots. We need to start unpacking that. We need to start making solutions that look like the problem. That means that we might need somebody who looks like Kamala Harris in office. I'm not saying because she's Black, because we had Barack Obama. I'm voting for a woman. I want to see a female. But I mean, I'm just saying we need to give other people a chance. And the only way that that is going to happen is if we shape that by speaking our truth, by raising our voice. If you see something that's wrong, speak about it. I don't care if it's the LGBTQ community. If you're passionate about that, lift your voice. If you're behind the Me Too movement, if somebody has offended you sexually before and that's your passion, get behind it. Go hard. If you want to go hard for Nappykitchen, start hashtagging, share my video, share right now. Do that. Lift your voice. Lift your voice for me. Say what you need to say. I'm so serious. This has been such a fun show. Thank you so much for joining me today. Go back through the video if you didn't catch everything. We touched a few different topics, but everything was around the central theme of saying what you need to say. I look forward to you saying what you need to say in my inbox, nappykitchenlive@gmail.com. Hit me up. You can book me for speak. I do churches, youth groups, after school programs. I'll come to your classroom in the middle of the day, whatever you need. I will do it. Okay. And also on Instagram, hit me up at Nappykitchen or YouTube, Nappykitchen Live. Hope to talk to you soon. Until next time. Bye guys.